Stick around. Pilot News is coming up in just 15 minutes. Stay tuned to hear about campus news, entertainment, and the latest on sports.
This is Pilot News, covering Principia College and beyond. On campus, off campus, news that affects our Principia community.
Hello and welcome to the inaugural broadcast
quarter,
of
but
Pilot
they're
News.
Campus news, sports, people, events. We go where the news is, bringing you fair and full coverage. From the Templin TV studio, this is your Pilot News.
Hello and welcome to a live broadcast of PCTV's Pilot News. I'm Erin Swinney alongside Kent Trogue. Kayla Gillum has sports and Bethany Davenport is here this week to host our arts and entertainment segment. Here are this week's top stories.
Two subjects that haven't been talked about much on campus, contraception and abortion, got an airing in Wanamaker Hall last week. 3 visitors to campus briefed students on available options within the framework of Principia standards. Our Heather Hooper covered the controversial talk.
3 nursing students from SIUE came to discuss different forms and methods of contraceptives and abortions with willing Principians. Power, the Principia Organization for Women's Rights, sponsored the talk. Power said the goal of the presentation was to respectfully educate the campus.
We had to be really careful with the language that we used and made sure that we were saying exactly what we meant, that we understand the audience that we're catering to, that Power upholds the standards of Principia, that sex should only be had within marriage. We wanted to make sure we got that across and that our goal was to promote awareness, not to promote sex.
Power worked hand in hand with the Dean of Students to make sure the presentation fit Principia Pledge standards by telling students the information presented was to be used within the confines of marriage. One professor who appreciated Principia's receptivity to the talk said that it was useful information for Principians.
I think it's important to recognize that ignorance is never something that's helpful to prayer, that it's and having information can never be something that's harmful to us or prevents us from doing metaphysical work or making spiritually based decisions.
The speakers gave an informative and engaging PowerPoint presentation to a mostly female audience. Before the topic of abortion was presented, one speaker told the listeners that anyone who did not want to stay was welcome to leave. She later mentioned that it was nerve-wracking to present information on abortion to a religious campus like Principia.
Whenever I first heard, knowing that you guys are a Christian Science school, I was a little nervous, actually, I was a little excited to be able to talk to you about abortion, not because I think it's right or wrong or, indifferent about it or anything, but just because I'm able to educate you.
After the presentation, the speakers answered over 30 questions asked by men and women in the crowd. Students who attended seemed pleased with the opportunity to learn from the presentations. This has been Heather Hooper with Pilot TV News.
Principia Upper School alum Brooke Larmer says Chinese basketball superstar Yao Ming is both a giant and a giant metaphor. Larmer is a Newsweek magazine correspondent. He was on campus last Friday to talk about his book on Yao Ming and the way in which the hoop star has come to symbolize East-West relations. Operation Yao Ming explores the riveting story behind NBA giant Yao Ming, the ruthless Chinese sports machine that created him, and the East-West cultural tensions caused in general by globalization. The book opens with a story of Yao's parents, basketball players brought together by Chinese officials intent on creating a generation of athletes who could bring glory to their resurgent motherland. Drawing on years of first-hand reporting, Larmer uncovers the disturbing truth behind China's drive to produce Olympic champions, while also taking readers behind the scenes of America's multi-billion-dollar basketball empire. Caught in the middle are two young men, one a 7'5" giant who becomes a mega-rich superstar and hero to millions, the other a struggling athlete rejected by his homeland and running out of options. Copies of Operation Yao Ming are available in the bookstore for $26.
We haven't heard much about the solar car since last summer, but that will likely change over the next few months. The team is working hard on a new car, the RA6, prepping for a race in Taiwan in September. Beth got a chance to see the new racer and filed this report.
Here at the Solar Car Shed, the members of the 2006 Solar Car team spend hours working toward a common goal, Taiwan. This fall, the school is sending an energized team to the World Solar Rally in Taiwan. For the last year, the team has been improving the RA6. One of the new features on the enhanced car is a more advanced real-time update. Telemetry software team leader, Matthew Pyatt, is excited about the unique update program. This program allows him to monitor the power and progress of the solar car on this laptop from a chase vehicle during the races.
And now, we're working on version 2 for Taiwan, and it's, I think 10 times better than what we've ever had.
Along with improving the car, Pyatt believes the team has built a stronger group dynamic that will help in Taiwan. Even though the races can become tense, the reconstructing of RA6 has been a unifying effort.
It's been really harmonious, I think. We've made quite a few improvements in our, in our team dynamics and our personalities, and just really coming together, to get something done by a deadline of this summer to ship the car to Taiwan.
The opportunity to work with new people is one of the reasons that team member Karen Davis joined the Solar Car team. Davis also appreciates that Principia provides the opportunity to work on a solar car.
Actually working to build a solar-powered car is a very unique experience.
The enthusiasm and dedication of the team is one reason for their success. In 2004, the team was the recipient of the first medal awarded to a U.S. team in the Olympics in Greece. Even though the team is the recipient of many awards, they continue to set goals. Through all of their events, the team works to glorify God and to do their best. In addition to these constant goals, the team hopes to test the RA6 in a competition and see how the car adapts to the race in Taiwan. As the team members continue to work, their anticipation for Taiwan grows.
What I'm most excited about for Taiwan is the fact that it's in Taiwan, first of all. And the second part is, we've been spending all this time working on the car, the lower body, the mechanical system, the telemetry system. We're actually going to get to see all the work that we put into it pay off.
Through all of their hard work on the revised RA6, the Solar Car team is still excited. This fall, we will see if all of these new features do pay off. This has been Bethany Davenport reporting for Pilot TV.
The weather could have been more hospitable to visiting parents last weekend, but the rain didn't seem to dampen spirits too badly. Bethany Davenport is hosting our Arts and Entertainment segment this week, and she has a report on the variety show put on for parents and the rest of campus last weekend. And she'll also tell us about WTPC Day. Beth?
Theron. Yes, parents from all over the country visited Principia this weekend, attending classes with their sons and daughters and taking part in social activities like Club Chow, Music at Davis, sports events, WTPC Day, as well as Mammoth Dig and Solar Car presentations. The topper was the variety show. After being slightly delayed, Master of Ceremonies Neil Jacobson got himself warmed up with some improv help from his Lazy Zipper friends. With her chilling vocals, Chinomso Ibe started off the first act before joining her fellow African students in a number that showed off a taste of their culture. Up-and-coming Principia artists George Clemens, Matt Plessner, and Silversmith shared some of their original music with us throughout the evening. This led way for some great vocals from Principia's 3 a cappella groups, including an all-female group, the all-male Bel Canto, and Plus One. Junior Alex Hayes then had the loud on the crore with his spoonerisms, as sophomore Lindsay Garrettson had the audience transfixed on her ragtime piano. Rounding off the lineup were 2 performances from previous quarters, including White Houses from the dance production, and to end off the show, the Jets from last year's West Side Story reenacted G. Officer Crumpkey before everyone headed over to the dining hall for an ice cream social. Although there wasn't a direct link with Parents Weekend, parents nevertheless got a chance to enjoy the WTPC Festival last Saturday. Music fans were treated to a full slate of live performances throughout the afternoon. The crowds gathered in Holt Gallery to get out of the rain and listen to local bands, The first band, Downtime, played new songs as well as old favorites such as Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. The next band was called Natural Selection, featuring Prin student Ivar Rodriguez. Both bands were hits among students who encouraged their parents to get up and dance. The festival was sponsored by Principia's on-campus radio station, WTPC 105.3.
Hard to believe it's only week 6 and most of the intercollegiate sports action on campus is already over. But it is. Up next, Kayla Gillum has a sports report. She'll tell us how tennis, track, and golf ended, and she has a special report on baseball. Did you know the Prin 9 has a player on their roster who may be unique in all of NCAA baseball? We'll tell you why when we come back.
Inspirational CD, $16. Booklet on Christian Science class instruction, $4. Concord Study Package, $150. Having access to these materials and more? Priceless. Some inspiration can only come from God. For everything else, there's a Christian Science reading room. Stop by your local reading room located in the Alton Mall, open 7 days a week.
Smile. Every Sunday through Thursday after 9 p.m., Prin students get free shoes and bowl for only $2 a game at Riverboat Lanes. Get out of bed. It's time to go. Friday nights from 10 to 12:30, come to Cosmic Bowling at regular price. Riverboat Lanes in Alton, Illinois.
With spring sports wrapping up, here's a recap on the end of some of the team's seasons. Tennis participated in the SLIAC tournament with the men and women experiencing success. There were 4 all-conference players, Mike Levan, Graham Whiteman, Kate Pomeroy, and Jess Campbell. The golf team finished up the season on a high note. The men finished 5th in the SLIAC tournament while breaking school team records. Track traveled 11 hours to Superior, Wisconsin to compete in the UMAC Championship last weekend. The women took 2nd overall, with the men placing 4th. The runner of the meet was awarded to Rachel Richards. The spring sports here at Principia all ended with fantastic performances. Baseball has just ended their season. Although the team's record was below 500, the inspired play of some of the younger members gives the squad something to build upon going into next season. Speaking of inspirational, senior Shayna Briscoe made her debut this spring as the first woman ever on a Principia Panther baseball team. Erin has more.
Shayna Briscoe started the season with plenty of softball experience, but she'd never competed in baseball before in her life, let alone played on an all-male team. Shayna says there were some challenging times, but it was all worth it. Her coaches say they were very impressed with her, both on and off the field.
Everything that she does has a quality that's above and beyond expectations. You know, if you expect a high level, she was 10 steps above it. Fantastic. Great person, great competitor, and extremely hardworking.
Coach Stock said Shayna was a great athlete as well. She made the switch from softball to baseball almost seamlessly. Although it wasn't always easy being the only female on the team, Shayna says the team really bonded in the end.
I think at the beginning of the season they were all pretty hesitant. I don't know if they thought I was going to make it through the whole season, and it was pretty hard. We were all feeling each other out, I think, and now I think we've all become a little more unified than we were at the beginning of the season.
Shayna says she learned a lot from being on the team and would do it all over again if she had the chance. This is Erin Swinney from Pilot News.
It's not often you get to buy your date to the spring formal. Last Saturday, Ferguson House entertained audiences with the annual Rent-A-Ferg auctioning off Ferguson guys as dates, or for labor. The fun took place in the pub just around 8:30 as things were starting to get busy. Ferguson House members performed a talent to prove themselves worthy before being auctioned off to the audience. One house member juggled a ball to rap music, while others offered music lessons and were willing to perform manual labor. Ferguson House once again has raised over $300 this year and granted some lucky ladies dates to the spring formal.
We raise some money for the house so we can do fun things for the campus, sponsor the Halloween thing we do every year in the fall, and
just cool.
Make some money and have a good time, provide people with some labor and some dates.
There was a lot of commotion going on in the crowd, and the final bid, a big whopping $70 for a date to spring formal. I can't explain how I feel.
So you're in Ferg. Did you auction yourself off?
No, I did not auction myself off this time, but before I transferred to Principia, I did sell myself at a date auction once.
For how much?
I went for $40 by 2 girls who equally bought me. So,
oh.
Yeah.
That's all for now. Join us again in 2 weeks for our last show of the year. For Kent Trogue, Kayla Gillum, Bethany Davenport, and the rest of the PC TV News team, this is Erin Swinney. Have a great day, everyone.